All right, what is up, guys? So it is officially Monday. Let me hold on. I gotta do something real quick. Hello. You mind if I ask you something real quick? Do you think it looks nice? Do you think it looks nice, my hair? I did cornrows. My cousin did cornrows on it. I want to see how it turned out.
Oh yeah. Looks like what's that guy's name who dated Ken?
Kendall. Travis.
Well, that's
No, that's Kylie.
but who's the Mexican guy that sings and he was singing about her?
I can't remember. I know you're talking about. You like it?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
Give a Bad Bunny back.
You have a good one. Thank you. So, I got cornrows, and it looks. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way that it looks. It's different. It's nice. I've been wanting to try them for a while, and I mean, it's not a style that you see on someone like my size, like my height, I guess, or like a Hispanic person. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's an area where people get them all the time, but my cousin was there last night. My wife was doing my cousin's her daughter's nails, and they were. I asked my cousin, "Can you clean this up?" Because it was like all bushy and like it was getting annoying. And she said, "Yeah." And then I said, "Do you know how to do cornrows?" Of course, she said, "Yes." And oh my goodness, it it came out better than I anticipated. She said this was my first time in literal years. I learned in the army to do cornrows because she used to serve, and I thought it was I thought it came out good. She said the first two that she had to redo, of course, they were there for like maybe 30 minutes or so. It wasn't even that long. I really thought it was gonna take longer, but she said the first ones look good. Um, they I mean, the first two didn't look as good as the last two, so she redid the first two, and then it came out better. And she says cornrows are not supposed to last forever. Of course, eventually they come undone, the gel wears out, whatever. But I really like the way that they look, and I might get them done maybe once a month now. But she says some people are able to keep them on for 2 months. What they'll do is put gel after this all around, and then put a do rag on, and we'll see if it how long it lasts. I'm gonna go to church like this. I don't care. I like the way it looks. My wife still a little skeptical. It's either this or doing two braids down the middle, where they're just regular French braids. And oh, excuse me, it came out good. It looks real nice. It doesn't look sloppy. My wife wants to learn how to do them, so of course she was watching, and it was just it's a good overall good weekend that we ended up. So Friday last week I didn't film at all. I didn't do anything by filming. It was very stressful week. My truck was in the shop. I had I had how do I say it? The differential on my truck when I bought it was not the correct one. The bearing went out the first 2 years that I had got the truck. Then the fourth year, I think the bearing went out again. And then it turns out that this year I think I got it back in 2018 almost. This year, I was like, what is going on again? Same thing happened. Bearing messed up. The differential that I have on my car is not the correct one for my car. It was just one that just fit. And my mechanic said, now instead of it just being the bearing, it's the whole differential. It's gonna cost you like 16 to get it completely redid and fixed. Or I can get that same part and I'll only charge half of that to put it in with labor. Or I can get you the original one with labor for 12. And I was like, dang, that's a lot. Prayed about it for a little bit. I said, you know what? What do you think? And he said, it depends. If you're going to sell the car in the next 2, 3 years, get the cheaper one. If you're going to get, if you're going to keep it for a long time still, get the one that it's supposed to have. So I said, yeah, you're right. You know what? I have money put away. I don't use it, of course, because it's put away for emergencies. So since we do need to, then we'll do it. We'll get this. We'll get the original part, put it on there. He did it in like 2 days, and I got it back Friday. The other thing that was so stressful about this week was that, I mean, of course, I didn't have a truck to go anywhere, but it's not like I go anywhere anyways. I had a plumbing issue that started Tuesday, so toilet got clogged. Tried to go fix it. Didn't, of course it worked, but then Wednesday, water started backing up into the washroom, all over the place. I was like, what is going on? I thought I had a clog. Went to go get a machine. Thought I did everything right. Went under the house, cut some spots where I thought it could have been. Nothing. So on my house, each side of the house has a bathroom. Right in the middle of the house is where the pipes meet. They go down and then they go the other way to go down to the ground. So on top of it going that much of a distance, it goes down and takes like another 15 feet before it gets to the very end where it goes into the sewer, or goes into the part that goes into the ground that goes into the sewer, right? That's the part. That part down there, I didn't check. So I had redid some areas, because I cut them, of course, and then I couldn't figure it out. I thought maybe it has to be a ventilation area thing. I went to go check all the ventilations. I had to replace. I replaced one of them, thinking that it was that one. Nope, nothing. Then Thursday, same exact thing, but worse was that everything was getting backed up. Laundry room, bathroom, shower, and toilet. The sinks and the other toilet were getting all backed up. And I was like, dang, it definitely has to be a clog. I called someone and they said, oh, we can come around 4 o'clock. And this was Friday. And I was like, okay, that's good. And I had got to that point where I was just so frustrated. I was like, I need someone. I need someone who's a professional. I told them to come by, and they said, oh, we can't anymore because it's already like they're past their time of clocking out. I said, that's fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I'll just use one restroom and I won't overdo it. We took showers, of course, took it slow. Wait till the water goes down, then we took another shower. So it wasn't too bad. Friday comes around. They come and tell me, hey, it has to be this ventilation right here. It's going to be about $700 to replace it ourselves, because that's the first thing that we would do. And I said, dang, okay, all you're gonna do is just replace it. So then, if I replace it, that should fix the problem. They said it should fix the problem since you tried to check for a clog and it wasn't there. Apparently, that wasn't the issue. I changed out the ventilation in that area, which was the washroom, and it's still clogged up. I called them back. They came back. They started looking at stuff, and they said, okay, so it's not ventilation for sure. We have to see, it has to be a clog somewhere. So they're thinking, okay, we're going to start from this one, which is my restroom, and remove the toilet. So I was like, okay, you're going to remove the toilet. They said, remember, it's going to cost 700. It costs 300 just to remove the toilet. And I said, well, what if I remove it? And they said, oh, we'll take off 350 if you can just take it off. And I said, yes, I'll take it off right now. I don't care. I will get rid of that so I can save some money. They said, okay, so that I took it off. They put the snake in there, and then they put a camera with it so they can find it. And turns out it was they couldn't find it. They couldn't find what the issue was, right? Um, the next point was they said, okay, we don't know we can't find the clog here, but we try to go through the whole part. The only part that we can't reach is that last piece that I hadn't checked. And I said, okay, so I don't have a clean out, and a clean out is what most houses have, where you can put a snake in there, and a snake is that thing that they use for plumbers. Put it in there, and it'll push out, clean out whatever's in there, and it uses a chain at the end, and it spins, so that way it can break down whatever's in there, right? I tried that, and I said, look, I don't have a clean out there yet. And they said, okay, it's gonna cost like $350 for us to go down there, cut it, and put a new one in. And I said, look, I was gonna put one anyways because I've already had this issue before where there was a backup a couple months ago, but it just finally went through and I just didn't worry about it. I have the parts to do a clean out. Can I just put it right now? And they said, okay, if you put it right now, we won't. We'll take off like. And he was just thinking like crazy. I was like, look, while you think, I'm gonna just go change into something so I can go into the house. I went under there, cut it, put in the spot where I wanted it to be at. In the middle of cutting, of course, water's coming out. Turns out where I cut was the spot where the clog was at. About this much of space was taken up from whatever was in there, and it was paste from the drywall, and it was white beans. And I was like, oh my god, this was all my fault. Because I know for a certain time my kids were putting down white beans, and I had to get them to stop. But I was doing drywall, and I just kept washing it in the sink instead of washing it outside. So now I know, don't do that. When I put the clean out, they put the snake through it. Everything went through smooth. Nothing has an issue now. And on Saturday, I just said, you know what? We're gonna go to the beach, get ready. We're gonna eat, and we're just gonna go. And we just had a great time. And then yesterday, we finished off with a good time too. So, oh my goodness, it is a very long day, but I am ready to go and work out. I just took pre-workout, so I'm feeling good. I am gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna take another video when I'm in there. So I will see you guys soon. Ah. All right, guys. So that's gonna be the last clip for tonight. Um, did come really early, so I am not working out with Isaac today. I'm feeling out of it, but I changed my workout a little bit. It's gonna be like this for a while, so we'll see. Give my body a little bit of a shock. Halfway done here. That feels super good. Now that my daughter's out of school, of course I'm gonna be changing my schedule a little bit, but let's start cleaning up because it's super packed and there's people that are waiting. I don't want to take that off from them. We'll keep talking. So I feel tired, of course, but mostly I feel like this past week there was a lot of downs, and it's not just like a reality check. It's like, hey, no matter how high you think you are, remember anything can happen. But so grateful that I'm still alive. So I give thanks for that. Thanks that I'm still breathing, and praise the Lord every time. I think I'm gonna be trying to do a cover this week, just on TikTok for like a minute. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna end the vlog right here for today. And I will see you guys on the next one. All right, what is up, guys? It is Tuesday again. We're heading to the gym right now. I just dropped off my mother-in-law from her service. She was asking a lot of questions about the Bible. That's what her class is about every single time that she goes now. But this time she was just asking little things like about the apocalypse and what Revelation talks about and things like that. And there's people that truly believe that tomorrow is like the next day that's gonna something's gonna happen. And I mean, I was going over it with her a little bit about the way that we interpret it as Christians, and not saying that her way was the wrong way or anything like that. I was just saying that there's a lot of stuff that the Bible talks about that has already happened, like cell phones, the chip, um, what Trump has done, uh, what's happening in Pakistan, what's happening all around the world. And there's things that come up that are already been predicted by the Bible, and that's what we also use as confirmation that the Bible is real. And it's um it's good seeing that she is so into it. Like she's asking all these questions. And of course, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have every single answer. There's some things that I have to look up, but I do know most of it. So I am happy that I'm used as that instrument to there to give her some comfort that it's not that difficult. If it was for someone like me, I didn't know any Spanish, but I go to a church that's all Spanish. I learned Spanish in construction. I learned most of it in construction. I learned a lot more when I was going to service. We used I used to been given these classes where they're just classes. You want to take them, you can take them. They're really a good way to learn how to use the Bible to overcome some of the biggest obstacles that people have: lust, um, spiritual battles, depression, um, not being confident. There's a lot of things that this book has, and it's really really good. But when I was doing the classes, you had to remember the verse before, but everything was in Spanish. So what I did was I just typed up everything that I saw, which every week there was a chapter that I had to read out and answer questions on. I had I decided to get everything in Spanish, type it out, and then translate it to English, and then write it all down so I can understand it. So I learned the words a little bit easier, and then I got a Bible that's half Spanish and half English. They're right next to each other. So whenever I read it in Spanish, I can go read it in English, and I can read it for the most part. If someone told me to go read it instantly, it would take me like a couple of minutes to get it down. But I can. I can of course hold a conversation in Spanish, but the whole part about writing it is not my strong suit. I have to actually copy it down. But if I start writing it down, I can start reading it too. So it's getting there. It's not perfect, but it is better than nothing. And it's one of the things that I enjoy doing. Of course, Joy talking about all the time with, and it made me feel good that she's just in it. She is Catholic, but she's just wanting to know how to use the Bible, how to read the Bible, what things that she should look for when it comes to certain things like depression, marriage, things like that. And it's a normal thing that people want to know. Is sometimes what most people are battling with. They go. Some people who go to church that are older already, been in a relationship for a while, been married for a long time, and they want to know what does God say about marriage from A to Z. So it's kind of like made me feel good that she was talking to me about it. Of course, love my mother-in-law. She's always been there for me. She actually, we actually stayed in her apartment for a couple months, I think about a year or so before we moved to the house, and then we stayed there together. And it was never an issue with my mother-in-law, but before I didn't believe in God when I first started living with them. So it wasn't a bad thing, but it's not like it was a good thing either. There were things that I could work on back then. But I'm happy that I went through what I had to, because now I can be the instrument for people who need it, who are looking for it. But yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about for today. Just being true to yourself, not being nervous to talk about God. That's a big thing. So it is chest day. I'm gonna get in there. I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, what is up, guys? So it is Wednesday. Oh my goodness, I got bit by a mosquito at church, and it's been bothering me so much. Oh my goodness, it is annoying. It is Wednesday, so we are hitting arms. I am gonna get to the gym like at 9:30. Um, I know I'm running late for sure, but I just chugged my pre-workout, and I know some people like to make sure that they drink like a good amount of water with it. I'm drinking water all day, but I drink maybe like 5, 6 ounces of water. I usually don't like measure it. I just whatever looks good looks good. I put half a scoop of pre-workout in in my cup, and then it does a little spin thing on its own. So I don't like pay too much attention to it. As long as I get to drink it, it's that's all that matters. I know that I'm gonna fill myself up with water anyways. So I'm getting back to where I was, and it's only been a few days. But my stomach is hating the fact that I'm eating a lot again because I wasn't apparently, and it would just completely shut down and said I'm not gonna make it bigger. My arms do look bigger, but that's just because they lost weight. I wasn't drinking a lot of water too, so of course that's a big thing. So today was a good day at work. Honestly, I was speaking with my manager about some stuff, my bi-yearly review and whatever. On top of that, numbers have always been good. I just like to make sure it's not a fluke. So I definitely get on myself, even if I have like really, really, really good numbers, just so I can have something to work on. But the good thing is that I had got called for a position. Bad thing was that it was going to be offering less than where I'm at right now. It was about to be the same as about when I first started again, like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and I couldn't take it, but they couldn't match my pay, and they couldn't. It was the same company, just going to be off the phones completely, but like there was no extra incentive. There was nothing extra that I could have done for it. So I was like, come on, like that's not fair. Every time that I apply, I don't get a call, and it's the time one time that I do, they tell me it's starting at this. So that means that more than likely I'm not gonna get the approval that I'm looking for. I can ask for it, but it's not gonna be the approval that I want. And it is for a position that is literally off the phone completely. I'll just be working on stuff all day. And I have a good setup right now. I'm not gonna say that I don't and that I don't want to get it because I definitely do, but it would hurt me more financially because of where I'm at right now. It's like stepping down a pay level, and it's not fair to myself after I worked so hard to get where I'm at. It's kind of like I should be moving up, but it happens. I told my manager, she said that you should definitely try to call them back and see, ask these other questions, and I definitely did. I don't know if they're going to answer. I'm praying about it regardless. My manager's always been helping me 100%. We were talking about my goals for the end of the year, which I want to go back to school to work in medical coding and billing. And she said, that's amazing. Like, you actually want to stay in the medical field and you want to stay here. And I said, the overall goal is either supervisor or do something where I'm completely off the phone, but have more job security. So, meaning that I would do something that gives me a degree, or I would be a supervisor where if I don't, the team or the department closes down, I at least have a position somewhere else. So, I'm not gonna say that I don't. Like, if at worst case scenario the department closes down, I just get moved over to somewhere else, regardless. But that's because I'll have like I might get a notice in advance, but I don't know how it works like with stuff like that. I don't see that happening because of how big it is and how many people they've hired and want to hire. So it's kind of like they want more people because they feel the need is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So I love where I work. Like United Healthcare is amazing. Like there's the people are amazing, environment's amazing, everyone's so super nice. I have a great schedule. Like there's no complaining about it. I just want to move up where I'm at, and I want to stay in the same company. But yeah, that's just what was going on today. After work, of course, service. I am getting off at 5:30, so service is like an. I have to be there like around 6:30. So get ready, get the kids ready, and then we're on our way. I just eat before that. Uh, and there's some good stuff happening. I wasn't able to get a video today, but my wife did take some pictures. My sister-in-law sent me some shoes for my birthday, and they're New Balance, and I like the way that they feel. I mean, I know New Balance is like a really, really, really good shoe. Um, because they're like an actual like athletic shoe. But I never used to wear New Balance because I used to skate a lot, so I would wear something that made me feel more comfortable. So wearing these felt really nice. I even wore them to church, but the outfit was good. Everything was good. I am getting here just right now, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get in there. Maybe I might do two clips today. I'm not sure yet, but I will see you guys in just a little bit. All right, guys. That was a little intense. It's gonna be my last clip for the night. Isaac didn't come after all, so it's just gonna be me. And I feel like whenever I don't have Isaac, I go a little bit harder. But I mean, it depends on the day too. We should be going hard every day, but realistically, we don't always do that. So today was one of those days I want to make sure I go hard because I didn't do it last week. Well, because I didn't come at all. So now it's game time. I feel like I'm really getting on it now, schedule and everything. So it's a good day, good week. It's only Wednesday. I got a couple more days, so it's enough to the week pretty good. But that'll be it for today. So, God bless you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.